Well, he attack me. But Jaden Chase, they have to make the fans them know what really are going on.
Up move nation and welcome to the channel. Yeah man, Jaden Chase. Another one that we're gonna bring on another reasoning on the topic of current affairs. So if you're new to the channel, just a pass through, but to find the reason insightful, well I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then put a like on the video. Now, let's get right into the reasoning. Now nation, this seems to be it for the Andrew Holness led administration. Most entities can survive attack from outside, but not from within. And nation, this is the very first sign of division within the government and its vax policies. And what is even more shocking is that the person who is lashing out against the government is none other than Juliet Holness, Member of Parliament for St. Andrew East Rural and the wife of elected Prime Minister Andrew Holness himself. Now Miss Holness was blunt as she went after not only the Minister of Health but the entire Ministry of Health and Wellness as lies given to the public, as the Ministry of Health and Wellness changed the brand of vax administered to citizens. And as I have stated before, the government keeps speaking of vax hesitancy. This hesitancy is created by none other than the government themselves. Now, Mrs. Holness made her disapproval known before Parliament. And she said, as I quote, "The decision made by Dr. Christopher Tufton contributed to the poor vax take-up in the country." And she said she took issue with the fact that the ministry changed course and its original decision that was communicated to the public. And that statement was that Pfizer would only be administered to children and adolescents. That means youth between the age of 12 to 18. And she's saying basically to date, all these protocols and measures being forced on the people by her husband has been to fix the mistakes of Tufton. Basically, she was saying Tufton is responsible for face-to-face schools taking this long to fully begin. As she was quoted as saying, that specific brand of vax was the only one to be approved for this age group, and the Ministry of Education was hoping that enough secondary school age students would have received their doses and its target of 65% would have been met and face-to-face schools or schooling would commence. Now nation, I will say this though, the entire government is at fault. And nation, there is also a price tag attached to these failures, as it was exposed by Mrs. Holness that 50,000 doses expired, which will cost taxpayers millions. She was also quoted as saying, "I had to encourage people to take AstraZeneca instead of Pfizer, which was designated by the government for children. I was quite surprised to see individuals from the Ministry of Health comfortably dispensing Pfizer, knowing that we had AstraZeneca coming up with close expiration dates." Now, why does the country have AstraZeneca with close expiration dates? Why are they purchasing vax with close expiration date? Did they receive these vax on a bargain? You cannot try to get discount on medicine. And these type of measures are some of the things contributing to the high levels of hesitancy amongst some members of the Jamaican population. And I'm going to say that again, some, because a large percentage of the Jamaican population has been fully vaxxed and hundreds of thousands have received their first dose. Mrs. Holness also said that the 360 turn by the Ministry of Health and Wellness has contributed to confusion among the populace. According to her, one of the things that needs to be done is that when policy and that direction is set, it needs to be adhered to, because it causes confusion towards the policies being put in place by the government. Now, despite coming out against her own administration, going against her husband, Juliet was still urging Jamaicans to take the available vax, as the country is not yet fully back to normal, as she stated. She was quoted as saying, "We are recovering, yes, but we are not there yet. And as such, we still have challenges." And at this point, to continue their efforts, they are saying that they will have to allocate an additional 10 billion more to fund other government programs. No nation, an additional 10 billion. Now, all this government spending has been overshadowed by the fact that the responsibility to pay back these funds will rest squarely with citizens, tax-paying citizens. And for the people who feel like them can go around that tax, they have to pay tax when you buy items. And these taxes are what reflect in a high cost of living. Now, something that is of primary concern for the entire nation, and that is the schooling of the youth. We all know the term, the youths are the future. And with this situation taking place worldwide, even though for majority of first world countries, schools did not close. I'm gonna ask you, I witnessed this for myself. And in North America, in Canada, in majority of the European countries, students are attending classes as we speak. Now, for the island, and for parents in particular, they are wondering, what will the future of their children's education look like? Will they forever be at home doing classes from home? They have given us somewhat of a sketchy statistic, but they are saying that the literacy rate among young children has dipped since this homeschooling has started. Because there's one thing about homeschooling, and lots of North Americans do this, but there's somebody at home to help with that homeschooling, almost like an in-house teacher in some way, shape or form. For most Jamaican parents, they have to go to work, and these youths are left to their own devices. Some of them are do the work, yes. Some of them are play a game. Some of them are find other things to do while on the internet. It's a dangerous place because send the youth to learn in the first place. Having them on the internet, where they might get emails and they might get messages from all different forms of social media. That is like giving them a distraction and saying, use the distraction to find focus. Some can do it, but not many. But nation, if it's a Juliet Holness fouled out against Tufton, it's a strong statement. Recently, we see the MP from Central Kingston fouled out again, strong against the government, saying that yes, the crime and violence taking place in his constituency is political. That's a statement from a politician that, unless you ever talk about some 80s documentary, we have never really heard that statement being made public. Juliet and Donovan Williams definitely voiced their concerns in a parliament. And these are not concerns echoed by an opposition. We're tired of that two-party mindset there. This is something of concern for citizens. We might not agree with Mrs. Holness 100%, but we do agree with the fact that what is taking place with schools is of course a major issue. And if it is the mistakes of an individual who's putting the education, putting both ministries, the Ministry of Health and also the Ministry of Education, at risk, then something have to do about that. Is it that Juliet is calling for the resignation of Tufton? Well, she need to talk to the people straight. And this was co-signed by Andrew Holness, because she could have stated this to him. And if they never want this to be made public, it wouldn't have been said in Parliament. So Holness co-signed this statement. Talk to me in the comment section. But I said one called Jaden Chase, the dancehall correspondent, the Gaza representative, and I'm reminding you now, if you're new to the channel, new to the movement, just a pass through, but you like the reason, and of course you like the point of view, well, I'm suggesting to you that you click the subscribe icon and then the bell icon and put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you right here on the platform. The like icon is also in close proximity to the share icon. Drop a like and bust a share. Tell a friend, tell them sister, and then bear them for check out channel, check out the reasoning, join the discussion, comment section 24/7, never lack yet. Just be respectful and mindful of the guidelines. Until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are for to live, love, and prosper. Stay tuned.